morning. My name's Julie Bailie and I work at Centre for Mental Health, which is a research charity. And my role there is as head of IPS, and IPS stands for Individual Placement and Support. So I'm here today to talk about mental health and employment and some of the challenges that we're facing, particularly in the context of COVID. We know at the centre that people with mental health challenges live harder, poorer, and shorter lives, and we really want to change that. As a charity, we were here until they have a fair chance in life. We've been making the case for fairer policies and better services using our research and influence. So we're very pleased to be asked to speak here today about one of the biggest inequalities in mental health, and that is in the world of employment. Sometimes it can feel a very lonely place, but statistics show that 1 in 4 of us will have a mental health challenge at any given point in time. And what we really want to achieve is that people feel more open to be able to speak about mental health the same way as they can about physical health, because we all have mental health in the same way we all have physical health. So for over 20 years, we have been supporting and looking into the research in the best way to support people with mental health into employment. There have been 28 random control trials which consistently show the individual placement and support model is the best model to support people into work. So what is around IPS? What does it stand for? What is it about? It's very simple, really. It looks at working with the individual in what they want to do, their preferences, their hours, the type of work, the type of environment. And then IPS services go out and create those job opportunities, working with employers, sometimes looking at carving existing roles down to times and hours that suit the individual's needs. And then they do a great job match working with the employee and the employer and able to sustain that role as well. Opening the dialogue around communication about mental health in the workplace. So it's really key if you're out there and you're thinking that work is too far away. It isn't. Work out there is possible for everyone. We do need to be looking at what support is out there for you. Now, we know that NHS England has doubled the access to IPS over the last couple of years. So there are many more IPS services across all of the counties in England. So if you are in receipt of secondary mental health services, do ask about IPS services with your local mental health trust. There are also IPS services now in some primary care areas, so people have mental health conditions supported by their GP, and also in drug and alcohol services. So do ask and find out what's in your local area. We know that during COVID, there has been a great change for employers in having to very rapidly adapt working practices, which has led to a huge degree of flexibility, which we will hope will make the requests for people with mental health conditions for reasonable adjustments in the workplace just to be seen as, yeah, that's not a problem, we've done it before. So how do we find out? You can ask about NHS through NHS services. You may also want to have a look at our website, which details IPS Centres of Excellence available nationally. You may also want to go and have a look at Mind's website, because they have some great resources about supporting people in work and to gain work. Also, if you're sitting there as an employer, we would urge you to think about, if you haven't heard of it before, looking into what mental health first aid is. It provides a common language to be able to talk about employment in the workplace. We'd also ask you to think about your own wellbeing practices, and simple changes can make a huge difference to people's lives. For example, at the centre, we have a green hour once a week where we take paid time to go out and do something for our own mental wellbeing. Above all, I've been asked to ask, what's the key takeaway message from this? IPS has found through research that it doesn't matter about someone's mental health diagnosis. The key to gaining work and sustaining work is having motivation. So if it's something that you want to do, go out there, look for it, find people around to support you, and hopefully you will achieve your dreams. Thank you for listening.